thinking I want to do a lot, but I gotta get to Italy. What do we need to do to get to Italy?
The Italy plan is chronicling our journey from finishing our building to selling it, moving to Italy, and all of the fun things in the middle.
What a fucking nightmare this will be.
The ice house is both an anchor and an asset.
Just marking that 5-inch. Ow! God, that burns the shit out of your knees. Don't do that. That hurts.
We can't just lock the doors and leave. We still have to fix up our building.
Are we ever gonna get this done?
The building has been a journey of its own over the last 8 years. It started out as a new home for our business. It blossomed into a really fun project, then turned into an absolute nightmare that would never end. We've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the building, and I hope someone else can enjoy it. Leaving it will be, maybe a little sad, but in reality, it has given us so much joy being able to fix it up and enjoy it over the years. If we didn't love old broken things, we would definitely not own this building. We looked at a lot of other buildings that were perfectly livable and would have filled all of our needs. But Ice House presented a challenge. The building needed someone like us to come along and bring it back to what it originally was 100 years ago. The roof was definitely one of the largest physical projects that we've had to do to get out of the country.
That's a lot of work for just a couple shingles. I know all you pros out there are gonna be laughing at me because I'm going so slow, but hey, this is my first rodeo. I've seen videos of guys with like a tool that's 4 times wider than this. It looks pretty cool. Don't tell my wife I said that though, because I do want to buy every tool. That's my wife, Melanie. She's awesome. We had a storm last night, and it flooded our entire warehouse. It's kind of unfair that right now it's really hot and I'm sweaty, and in another number of hours, it's gonna start raining and cause problems. So it goes from like hot and miserable to rainy and miserable. Love Arizona.
This thing's pretty cool. I saw it hanging out underneath this tar paper when Ryan was unburying everything and thought it was an old newspaper, but it's not. It's the tar paper, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was just garbage to them. 100 years ago, that was just garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that it lasted with all these hot summers.
This is a little embarrassing. Our building is rather large. We used pallets and the forklift to bring materials up and down from the upstairs. And this is actually a pallet of building materials that's been here for at least a few years.
I think one of the larger projects is getting rid of Ryan's hoard of stuff.
In my defense, so when I was a kid growing up in Oregon, they taught us to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So we're supposed to reduce the amount of waste that we have, reuse it, and then recycle it. So I think I got stuck on the middle step of reusing it. Gloves. Don't know. I have such a hard time throwing shit away. It's really annoying. Like, this is super cool, old little switch cover and switch. So maybe someone has a use for that. I don't know why I care what someone else wants to do with my shit. Like, I just need to get rid of it. Boxes and boxes, pallet loads of tiles. We're looking pretty today because we're gonna make a little bit of a date day out of recycling day. I went to college in Italy and I flew Melanie out for her birthday, supposedly. Proposed to her on Juliet's balcony in Verona, Italy. Super romantic, awesome. And then subsequently have gone downhill to the point where we were working on a house and we celebrated by going to the dump on our anniversary. But in my defense, I took her out to lunch at a fine establishment in the vicinity and said, hey, you can get anything you want off the dollar menu. For our anniversary, we went ahead and went to IKEA and picked up a bunch of closet organizers for this project we're working on.
I'm gonna go over the...
You think you can?
Yeah, it's actually, once you get your arms under it, it's not too bad. I just don't want to whack. Whew. Okay, we did it.
So on these instructions here, you'll notice there's arrows that show up here. They need to maintain connectivity to each other. And the man has to stand on the left. The woman has to stand on the right. So make sure to orientate yourself appropriately when you're doing this job so you don't mess it up.
Look at it. It's a new system. At least we're not fighting.
Much.
I've heard people divorce over IKEA cabinets.
Well, you're not that lucky. This is a classic Ryan thing. I did 90% and left 10% for later, which means now I have to finish the 10%. We did the kitchen. It looks amazing. But unfortunately, we never got around to finishing these panels. The devil's in the details, and I don't know, apparently we don't like the devil or something, I don't know. Not super complicated, but just one of those things where you have to be motivated to want to do this, and I don't know why, but like, I'm not super motivated in getting this done. Do I put a piece of wood in here on the floor? Do I put a piece of wood here to space it all out, and then you don't see it? Apparently Sambuco wants to weigh in. What do you think? Should we increase this width and put a packer in there? Should I use quarter round, or should I put some flooring in there? What do you think? Well, it's not very clear. She is deaf, so she probably didn't hear the question, so in her defense. Yeah, this is looking sweet. I'm very happy with this. It looks kind of like a roof over the hole. And we're gonna lower it down and put it right in place.
Okay, what's next, sir?
Caffeine and beer, baby. And nice. So we're able to fit that full depth shelf in there after all. Yay! I haven't ever actually said who the heck you are. That's my dad. That's my dad's hand. You wonder where I get my sarcasm? It's his fault.
We abandoned the building. We left it in the middle of the desert, and we went up to the mountains because it's too freaking hot. We are now away from there, 30 degrees cooler, and waiting to go back. The roof was a large hurdle, but there is a long way to go still, unfortunately.